Thank you very much. The gentleman from Texas, Mr. Sessions, is now recognized for 5 minutes.
Madam Chairman, thank you very much. And to our witnesses who are here today, thank you so much for being in front of us and allowing on both sides to ask questions that we have. And I appreciate you being here. Vice Chairman Barr, we provided you at about the time perhaps you arrived today a question that I was going to ask you. And we were told by the person who was accepting that perhaps you may or may not be available with the question at hand, but I want to ask it anyway, and I hope you've got the sheet of paper in front of you. I have the honor to represent the Chairman Rusty Rust from the Texas Bankers Association. It's a large group of bankers all across Texas, and so Mr. Rust is chairman, as the chairman sees issues and hears issues from banks. I know you're in the field. I know you hear feedback about the things that the bankers hear and see, but specifically, a regulatory CC requires that a depository bank make funds deposited in an account by a cashier's check available for withdrawal not later than the business day after the banking day on which the funds were deposited. We get this because theoretically a cashier's check is a guarantee. Well, that's not true anymore. The problem is that a 7-day hold on cashier's checks are available only for amounts over $5,525, which means that those who would wish to take advantage of this abound, at least in some marketplaces. It is not unusual for a bank in Texas to receive a cashier's check from outside the state of Texas. There's a lot of activity going on. But when this bank receives that cashier's check, they are required at amounts lower than $5,525. They are required to literally, after 1 day, to make the money available. This has become an open issue because when that person accepting the check suggests that it might not be real, they have to go through some due diligence on their own rather quickly to figure out where it came from. I cannot tell you, I can't in my own business, but their experience teaches them this may not be true. Perhaps they go online, perhaps they look up the bank, perhaps they can't find it, perhaps there's not a number available for them to verify it. So they are required to cash that cashier's check. I'm interested in, you don't have to answer it right now, but I'm interested in your opinion of this. I'm interested in what you believe the Board of Governors should be aware of, that this is a problem, and how we might go about rapidly, not over some rulemaking procedures, but to address the issue. And so I will be sending you a letter to your office with this exact specification that I've talked about, and look forward to your answer. And I appreciate you. If you'd like to respond, we've got a minute. I cannot hear you, sir.
I apologize. Is that better? Now
Yes,
that I've
sir.
turned on my mic. I'm happy to take a more careful look at it. Just to, at a very high level, of course, we're concerned whenever there's fraud in any payment system, and so I appreciate your bringing this issue to our attention. The Expedited Funds Availability Act sets out rules for the timing of payment on cashier's checks, and Reg CC follows that act, so we'd have to look at that with that in mind. But broadly speaking, obviously, we care deeply about whether there's any fraud in the payment system, and I'm happy to take a more careful look at it.
Well, I think the point, if I were listening to our chairman, Rusty Rust from the Texas Bankers Association, he wants to be able to use their experience so that they avoid this, because it is occurring on a regular basis, and so I intend to engage you. I want to thank you for your attention to this matter, as it is an issue, and I thank the young chairwoman for giving me the time. I yield back.
Thank you very much. The gentleman from Georgia, Mr. Scott, who is also the chair of the House Agriculture Committee, is now recognized for